So I want to talk about different forms of grief and how it shows up, because a lot of times we think of grief as um, grief in a sense that, oh, there's a loved one that has transitioned. Of course, that's the most common, and sometimes that feels the most personal. But there are other forms of grief that I want to bring to your attention. In our culture, we see, of course, the loss, quote unquote, loss of a loved one. We're going to talk about loss in a minute. The loss of a dream, a vision. Maybe you had a vision that you would be a doctor one day, and that never really happened. And somewhere in your auric field, there's some grief there. A loss of a relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a co-worker relationship. It can be a relationship with a pet. Simple as a pet can also cause grief. A loss or a change in jobs, whether it be voluntary, a loss of a home. If you move from one place to another, for example, I'm an expat. I lost my home in a hurricane suddenly, so that caused a lot of grief, and it still is a grief for me. So a loss of a home, a vehicle, loss of your health or vitality, or as you see something that's really significant to you, and a loss of that, a loss of a business or a quote unquote failed business, loss of any possessions that you had and held dear to your heart. I'm going to talk a little bit more details about laws in terms of laws in children in the case of a miscarriage and abortion, because those things carry particular different implication as it relates to grief. And also maybe loss of an organ. Maybe you had a gallbladder taken out or a tonsil or something like that. It may not register consciously as a grief, but your body, your inner child and your inner self may be grieving that.